obviously it's kind of spread by the price.
All right, so what I'm going to do is we got 4 quests. I don't know if you guys have taken a look at them or if you want to choose one. We've got a quest called Consuming Flames. We've got the Tangled Paths, the Abomination, and Into the Wilds. If nothing sounds overly interesting to you, I can randomize it and see what we get.
I'd say we randomize minus the one we already had, or do you want to try the Abomination again?
Oh, we can do it again. With 4 people, it could be different.
Why are we shuffling our rewards?
Because I'm going to pull one out randomly.
Oh.
So basically, each of us put a reward card into the pile. I'm going to take one out, and that'll be in our... We're going to basically get these as possible rewards when we complete quests.
So how do I see again what they cost?
Top right.
The symbol in the
top
right-hand corner, yeah.
Oh, there, yes.
You know how we did the deck builders? It's pretty much the same concept there. And again, when you buy them, they go immediately into your hand.
Yeah, but as mentioned, we are sharing the money, so you're probably not going to want to randomly buy your cards.
But there are some cards that you are definitely going to want, like the Archer's going to want his Arcane Bow Mastery, because that allows him to do +1 damage every turn. Same thing with what you didn't really have a mastery though, did you?
Nope, I didn't really have anything.
But you had some good cards.
I had my Fire of Fury, which really rocked.
Yeah, it is one of the more expensive ones, but it's not bad. Both Fingray and Vinda have cards that allow them to pull monsters to them at any point. So they can taunt and pull aggro and stuff like that, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, I sorted mine according to cost.
I can't wait to see these characters in Descent. So I can't wait to see these characters in Descent.
They're a little bit like that.
Well, that's the whole thing. FFG's, all their heroes seem to be in the same world. I mean, originally, a lot of the Descent characters were from Runebound. And then they kept adding characters from Runebound into Descent. So I'm assuming that's what they'll end up doing when they need more heroes.
This was a Kickstarter game, so I may have been wrong about who did it. Let me see if I can't find out who the developer was.
The
publisher was NSKN.
Some of those dupes, you may want to just stack them, like Shield Bash and Shield Bash. You can just stack them.
Oh, there are doubles.
Yeah, there are plenty of doubles.
Oh,
yeah,
I was just looking at cost.
Yeah, sometimes there are. Like typically for most characters, all the ones are the same, but not always. Sometimes they'll be different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see them.
So you can stack together your doubles or anything if you really want to. I'm going to go ahead and randomize our quest then and see what we get.
Yeah, that'd probably be better.
By the way, I noticed that my knockback doesn't leave play one of my few cards.
Let me see.
So that's the same.
Oh, because it goes in your hero zone, yeah.
Unstoppable doesn't leave either.
Okay, just making sure that was working. And this will be the card we play. We are playing Consuming Flames. Ooh, I haven't played this one. This will be interesting.
Oh, yeah, my Unstoppable is also kind of heals me up every time I kill somebody and doesn't go away.
Alright, so Consuming Flames. I think I tried this one very briefly. I know it's going to be one of those that's interesting. Alright, so to show you guys the setup and how this works, basically I've picked the quest, it's got a special encounter, and it's got a special boss. Now I just have to follow the rules. It's basically, so first things first, shuffle together one hero-specific reward, which I took from each of us, with 8 random treasure cards. So we'll take this deck of 12. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way.
Create a 2x4 grid.
The frickin' snap points. Really? There we go. Alright, so I'm going to do it this way. So that's 8. I'll get rid of these 4. Put the 4 that I got from each of you. And those get shuffled together. All right, so a 2x4 grid. The top left corner is the burned village. The bottom right is the Hearthfire Inn. So I'll move this to the bottom right here. And then we'll move these locations. And I need to look for this. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way so I can put everything in. Because we need the burned village.
Burned village, Hearthfire Inn. That's the starting location?
Yeah, that's the starting location every time.
And shuffle the remaining.
Can I flip them over or?
Let me just put them all down because we can flip them all over at once.
Oh, okay.
Oops. Okay, 4.
Well, it says just to draw the rest of them randomly, so it wouldn't matter except for the 2.
Whoop. Hey, whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, damn it. You screwed it up.
I'm not sure why those in the middle didn't react.
Anyway, so first I need the Burned Village, right?
Yep.
Burned Village. So that's that one. So all the rest are random. So let me just take these, flip them back over, and put them back in the box. I love that.
Shuffle.
All right, so let's see. Bottom right is Hearthfire, so I'm just going to do that real fast. Bottom right is Hearthfire. It's a 2x4. Okay,
yeah.
I'll put that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that should be enough. All right, and then the Burned Village is the top left. There, yeah. All right, so I'm going to shuffle these.
Doesn't sound like they got shuffled. So is the image on the one card that's facing us in there change if you shuffle it?
Which one? No, yeah, because that's just a model.
It's part of the model. It's Hearthfire Inn.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat, but no. All right, so we've got our locations, 2x4. Get rid of that. Okay, shuffle all remaining. Oh, I did that wrong then. Hold on.
Oops.
Whee.
Sorry. Let's do this again. Move that out of the way, that out of the way. 14.
What did you do wrong? All you do is face them up,
Yeah,
didn't you?
I don't really.
The problem is, if you look at it, it says you have to do Borderlands locations. Shuffle all remaining Borderlands.
Oh, okay.
So what I did is I shuffled all of them. There's Deadlands, Wildlands, and all that. So I need to get rid of everything that's not Borderlands. So I'll get rid of this Deadlands, pretty much everything that's not red. So we should be left with these. Get these out there randomly. So
that's a very...
There's normally 7, I think, of each tile, so... Alright, so shuffle that up.
It's kind of not enough, I feel.
So Burned Village was upper left.
Well, that sucks. No undead for me to fight.
Alright, so... Boop, 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 boop. So just enough, notice?
Yep.
All the tiles. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and go into the encounters, because when you go to a location, you have to draw an encounter card, and each one of these is based on a different map tile. So you'll notice this one says Borderlands. I just had to take out everything that's not Borderlands, basically. That's Wildlands, God damn it, snappy, Dead, Wild, Border, Wild, Dead, Wild. Who moved the tiles?
You're helping.
Border. Oh, okay.
Okay, so we should have 6. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we have exactly what we need. Okay, so beyond that, we're gonna use all the quest tokens. So just to show you the quest tokens, that's these things. They just have letters on each side.
Whoa.
And this we always start at the end. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be traveling this map. until we get to our final destination, which is the Consuming Flames encounter and the boss. So we look at this and we notice special encounter goes into the top left. So let's see. After setting up a new active encounter, players may reveal the quest token. So that's these. So when we move to an area, we find out what the encounter is, and then we get one of the tokens.
Yeah, evil.
So what we may do is we may reveal the token, and if we do, we have to resolve the token immediately. If it's A or B, we have to take a flame token on each of our characters, which means we're going to take 1 point of damage.
Burning.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, what's basically happening is the entire area is on fire.
Yep.
Exactly. Sigrid, the Lady of Mistfall, is basically burning everything.
so hang on. There are cards, there are tokens, and we need to resolve tiles.
Mm-hmm.
This is Hand of Fate, the board game.
Kinda.
Yes.
In a way.
NFA. So if it's A or B, we have to take a flame token, so we're going to take a point of damage. If it's C or D, we have to discard a card, or we get 2 flame tokens.
Oh, Jesus.
If it's E or F, each player has to discard 1 resolve from the common pool, or get 2 fire tokens, which sucks, because resolve is, again, our experience and how we get cards. Now, why would we want to do these? Because these are all bad. We have the option to not do it. Thing is after a Consuming Flame becomes the active encounter, right? Once we get to the end, we have to take all face-down quest tokens and put it on the Consuming Flame encounter card. And what that does...
You can knock us out instantaneously.
Kinda.
Let me see here.
She gets 8 life points for each token that we don't remove.
Is that what it's in the bottom? Hold on.
No, it says Sigrid receives hearts equal 2 times player for each quest token on this card.
Okay, so for each one we don't do, she's going to get 4 health. Because it's 2 times the number of players.
Yeah, but we have 4 players, times 2 makes 8.
Or 8, sorry. Yeah, she'll get 8 health for every token we don't get. So we want to get at least half of them. We probably want to get just a little bit more than half.
Yeah.
It all depends on our time, because our time tracker is here on this area here. So we'll have to be careful about our time. But that's this. So let me go ahead and get a counter so we know how much her health is. Her health is 2 times players plus 6, so 4, 8, 9, 12. She has 14.
Every one of these we knock down, knocks down 4? Or
No.
8?
For every we don't reveal, she gets 8 life points more.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So with 4 players, that's not too bad. So now we basically shuffle all the decks. And there are cards, you'll notice there are player aid cards by each of us that will kind of tell you how the turns go and in what order. So the game does kind of give you a good way of figuring out what to do next and how it's played in order. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn the grid off so you can move your cards.
Closer.
Yeah, I hate that it does that. Grid. So
I think just resize the grid. And the cards.
It wasn't a big deal before. The reason why the grid the way it is so you can put these down right.
Yeah, yeah.
But before it didn't do that. I don't know what happened. I guess the most recent patch made it so that the cards now go to the grid as well, which I guess is understandable.
I guess you can disable for the cards in case of doubt.
No, I don't. There's no. Well, there is a toggle, I guess. Yeah, you could remove the snap on the cards specifically, but once these are down, there's no reason not to have it on anymore. So I just turned it off. Okay, so we have 1 resolve in the pool.
We only get 1 even though we have 4 players.
Sorry?
We only get 1. We're like 4 people. Should we get at least like 2?
No. I need to move these around, actually. I forgot to do that. 2, 2, greater. Dawn. Zeal. Strike the Dawn. Singer Restoration.
Who's making wrapping paper noises there?
I am.
Wait, is it?
I'm
Sorry.
wrapping a little present for myself.
So what are the objective tokens? Okay. Place on any warrior. So what's it mean when you put an objective token on one of your cards?
Well, for you, that specifically is your ammo. You're going to have cards that call out that you can use this. So what you guys want to do is, if you want to take a look at what your character can do now, shuffle your decks and draw up 5 cards. That'll show you what your basic abilities are for the start of the game. And then you can also look at the cards that you can buy. Like if you look at your piercing arrows, for example, or no, not the piercing. Which one is it? There's a few good ones that you have. You can do magic and elemental damage at certain points with how your cards work.
Is the hands thing turn? Okay, they are.
So, like, if you look at your lightning arrow, for instance, you'll notice that all your damage dealt by a single card becomes magical damage. And when you do it, it discards an objective token from this card. Like this card, when you play it, it gets a token, right? So if you were to play it, it gets a token. The moment you use it, you have to get rid of that token. Right?
But not the card, yeah.
But if there are no more of those tokens on the card, you have to bury it.
Oh.
So if you look at what your quiver does, you can, as a fax action, move 1 token from this card to any rage card. So if you've got, say, you've got your 2 here, and you've got your 1 here, and you want to use this but not bury it, you could move one of these to it, and then use 1. So that way you keep the card.
I'll be right back.
So, Kage,
Mhm.
you moved cards around here for me. I'm not exactly sure what is supposed to be here and what not.
Yeah, these are your 3 starting cards right here. You have chainmail, a shield, and a sword.
So is there a way for me to get action tokens back?
So, why do I start with 12 basic feat cards and Gray with 13?
Just because you're different characters. He doesn't have equipment, you do.
Oh, right. I figured he has 2 cards over here, I have 3, and he has 13, and I have 12. There isn't...
Yeah, but you'll also notice he only has 2 starting cards.
Yeah, alright, I get it.
So it's each character is a little bit different. So you have ways of getting them back. I don't know if you have it in your hand.
Replenish.
Replenish. So if you look at replenish, you have certain things that you can do by discarding card. Like look at your bow. You can discard combat cards to deal additional damage, right? If you use replenish to do that, you give yourself a token.
Yeah.
See how that works? It took me a little.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
It took me a little bit to get used to the archer too, so I know what you mean, or I know kind of what you're looking at here. If you look at your bow, your longbow, both of your regular actions say you can discard combat cards to make it do more damage. Okay, so that means if you look at any card, there's words in italics at the top. Those are the keywords.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to look for a card that has combat in italics, which will be most of your cards. And if you wanted to do up to, like you'll notice the second regular action says deal 2, you can discard up to 3. That means that ability can do up to 5 damage by itself. But you would have to discard 3 cards to do it.
Yeah.
Thing is, if you look at replenish, sticky stuff, you'll notice its special ability says if you discard this card while resolving an action of another card, you may place 1 objective token on any 1 card in your hero area. So in other words, if you use your bow and you discard replenish as part of that action, you would gain 1 of these tokens wherever you want it.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, it's pretty complicated.
It can be
pretty
complicated.
simple.
Like I said, I've been through a few of these characters. Some of them are more straightforward than others. The archer is one of the more complex ones. The mages are probably the worst of the bunch because they have a lot of very special cases and a lot of discarding and shuffling they have to do. But as you get used to it, it'll kind of make sense. You don't even have to. Honestly, I've played the archer where I didn't even worry about these, and I mostly just used discarding. as my main source of damage. So you don't have to play it that way. It's designed so that you can actually focus on different play styles, and based on what we get and based on what your teammates get, you will also affect how you might want to buy cards. So yeah, it does seem pretty complicated at first, but like I said, as you get it in motion and you start playing it, you kind of get a feel for it and exactly what everything does.
So right now, the quiver that I have has 2 tokens on it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have 2 shots if you have anything that uses it.
Yeah.
Which is good because some of your attacks are fast actions if you use those tokens rather than regular actions.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Right, but who is he shooting at right now?
No one right now. He's just asking about his cards.
All right.
I'm shooting it dead.
I'll allow it.
Oh, take 3 damage.
So that's pretty much it. Now we move as a party, and we have to decide how we want to go. We have to decide what kind of movement we're going to want to do. So we want to decide, do we want to try and go for everything? Do we want to try and go for only a few? Like, for example, if we don't want to go for everything, we might want to make a beeline here, and once we get at least half the tokens, we can decide, do we want to go to another location?
Can you move to any square?
You can
Or
move.
do you have to go adjacent?
You have to go adjacent.
Okay.
Now, there is something else we can use these resolve tokens on. Not only can you buy abilities with them, but sometimes we'll be required to use them for certain things. But here in Exploration, we can spend a resolve to look ahead on
Wow.
any one of these 2 adjacent to see what it is. We can see what the location is, and we can see what the quest token is before we decide to go. Usually this early, probably not a big deal. They're all bad anyway. We might as well just bite the bullet on one of them.
Exactly. They're all bad.
So the question is, which way do we go? If we go straight this way, then we'd have to double back. If we went this way, we could go around and then up and over without doubling back.
Yeah, you go like this.
We have to be careful of time. So I guess the idea is, right now we're okay. We just have to kind of decide how we want to start.
4, 5.
What? It's flipped over for me in my
Yeah,
review.
one of them is flipped over. It's kind of weird.
Well, that is weird.
Well, you can rotate them with Q and E, but yeah.
Yeah, but then you have to do it back again.
Yeah. That's weird.
Channeling.
Is
Oh,
it-
I need our
is it-
channeling side up.
Is it flipped over for you right now or now?
No.
It's regular for me.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
It's regular for me right now.
Yes, it is.
Yep. That's
Alright.
happening for everyone then.
So let's keep
Yep.
it like that.
Well, it says flip this card.
It'll be
It's
flipped
2
every-
different sides.
It's going to flip. Right now it needs to stay on the channeling side.
Yeah, just with the ability it says flip this card at the end, so it's both sides are going to have action.
Alright. Yeah, with all the flipping I had not noticed they had different images.
Not sure do they?
Or they were different in another way.
533, 533. It's the ability. It'll be the ability that they do.
Yeah, the fire blast and immolation. That's kind of what changes.
All right. So, general
ahead.
idea on where you guys would like to go.
Here.
Yeah.
I'd say we go here this way in case of the snake lines.
Yeah, that
it
makes
doesn't
sense.
matter though. You either go up here, here, and snake around, or the other way.
I'm
Yeah, we can
thinking,
pick
I'm
which
thinking
one of
we're
those
probably
two
not
is
going to
good.
want to get all of them because every one is going to do something bad to us, and she's going to get a bit of health, but we can probably deal with it.
Mhm.
But I kind of agree that this way might be the best so that we can respond when we want to turn. Because if we just go this way, once we get this point, we're going to start doubling back, which may not be bad because then we could rest between phases, but I
You don't
don't
have
know how
infinite
Yeah.
much time we're going to have. So
Either way, 5 cards is basically all you're gonna get.
So what would we want to vote? Let me see your votes.
Let's go here, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So here's how this works. We'll move to the next location.
And be set on fire or something.
And what I do is I put a token on here to show that this location is not safe. It is perilous. So when an area is perilous, it means we have to draw an encounter card once we arrive. There are 2 different states. There's perilous, and then there's overrun. So if there were a second wound token on here, it would be overrun. The way to get rid of these is to resolve the event. Every event you resolve removes one of those.
The coach is active.
So this is Black Covenant Hill. It's Borderlands. It's a power of sorcery. So when this location is the active location, and it's active location because we moved to it. All sorcerer enemies in all hero zones deal 1 additional magic damage. So if we get an event with sorcerer enemies, this might hurt.
Okay.
Yep.
So we draw an event. Why did it do that? I thought I turned that.
Raiding party.
All right, so this is raiding party. So the way we set this up is from top to bottom. The left side icon shows you the reinforcement track. What that means is it doesn't move between combat rounds on its own. It'll only move when we get our focus tracks up. So that'll allow us to control it. The next symbol is the number of monsters. So it's the number of players plus 2. So we're going to get 6.
Ugh.
To the right of that is the type of monsters we have. You'll notice I have 3 different decks, a green, a blue, and a red. Green is typically creatures, blue is typically undead, and red is usually like casters and other kind of nasty stuff. This tells us we're going to draw from the red deck, and we have to take brigand cards. We're not going to just take any card. We're going to take brigands. So
we really stepped into it.
So we're going to get 6 brigands. Actually, that's not bad.
That's kind of the most harmless thing.
Usually you get
Somebody
2
tells me that
monsters
brigands
per
aren't
person.
going to be magical.
So there's brigands.
Oh. And again,
Perfect.
Brigand.
Mage.
for sure. Damn it.
But yeah, we're also mostly going to encounter these people, since you remember we have only Borderland tiles, and Borderlands are red tiles. So usually we're going to have red enemies.
How many did I say we need?
6.
So we're getting past some of the cursed ones though, so that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Brigand. Okay. All right. So now that we've done that, we need to look at the special setup rules. There are no special setup rules. There's no special rules. So this is a very basic card.
Are you gonna shovel these back under the deck, or?
No, not until it's depleted.
All right, I get it.
So progression. We get 1 objective token for each enemy unit that leaves play.
Each of us gets one?
It goes on the
Quest gets
encounter. It's basically an encounter progression track.
Oh.
Okay, so every time a monster leaves play, we get 1 objective.
Right.
The encounter ends when we get 2 times the number of players on the objective. So we need 8 tokens. So we'd have to kill 8 things, basically. Or there's no enemies in play. You'll notice we don't have 8 enemies. So if we kill these all in one swoop, we don't have to get the rest, and we win.
Yeah.
Now, we can opt to retreat. If we do that, we can leave the area, but it stays perilous.
Mm.
But if we do, we have to suffer the penalty. We would have to increase the time track up 1, and then each player would have to discard a gear card from their hero area if able. This is not too bad of an encounter, so I say we'll probably keep it. So if you look at the cards, you'll notice we start with the reinforcement phase. We didn't have any reinforcement because we were at the inn. Travel phase was next. We moved to the next location.
What about the quest token?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, special rule on that one. So after setting the encounter, we may reveal the quest token in our location and resolve it. So we should probably do that unless you guys have an objective to doing it.
You don't have to? Huh.
No, you don't have to. But remember, if we don't, it adds to the boss.
Yeah. Okay.
So should we?
Yeah. I say yeah.
All right, so we got F. Each player discards 1 resolve from the common pool or places 2 fire on there.
Well, we only have 1 resolve, so may as well just say, screw this 1 resolve.
Oh, that's going to suck. So that's 2 damage to each of us. What's the rest on this place? 1? I'm going to have to get some heal cards. All right, so... really?
That's why I was saying lock the bowls down.
Shit's on fire, yo.
Maybe I will do that. Just do that. Actually, I'm going to move this over here because it's better when it's by the... Okay, I'll just lock these. Zippity-zoppity-zoob. All right, so...
We can't really afford to.
2 fire, 2 fire, 2 fire. So go ahead and put them on your character. We are now on fire.
It burns.
So
I can feel my face melting.
Burning.
It means we're going to take a point of damage for every token we have. But it only happens at the end of the monster's defense or attack phase.
Oh, okay.
So basically, we're going to take damage, but we just don't take it immediately.
All right.
And how do we resolve these burns? Can we resolve these burns?
We do that at the end of the monster's phase.
Yep, then we can remove 1 token from us.
Yeah, so that's the way it works. Whenever there are statuses are removed at the end of a round, but only 1 status per round. So when you have multiple statuses, 1 remains. So with this, all right, this kind of sucks. I'm going to definitely get some healing then when I get a chance. Do I have any healing on me? Of course, I did not get any of my healing cards. Of course. Of course I didn't. All right, so what we need to do now is look at the numbers. But he's probably... Hold on, what do these guys do? Whenever you bury a card, you basically take a fire token. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.